Dear learners and viewers, this is Indrajit Varadpande. I welcome you all to the extended portion of video lecture series for Introduction of Statistics to Engineers or Introduction to Statistics for Engineers. In the previous video lectures, you must have watched or listened about the relevance of statistics for purposely engineering field as well as some other applications or uses and importance of statistics. As a part of extension to that portion of statistics, I welcome or today I will be discussing or sharing my views on the topic correlation and regression. Mind well, this is also a very important topic for the preparation of GATE examination at the end of your graduation for which you will be appearing. So this statistics also holds a major portion or to some extent some percentage of weightage is given to particularly these topics of statistics. In the other modules you will be all discussing about the parallel topic related to statistics, that is major portion is probability. So in coming few slides we will be talking about correlation first and then regression. Now in layman's language or in a dictionary term, what do you mean by correlation? Correlation means we will be trying to associate the terms each other with each other. So that is what is called as a correlation. In this presentation, the outline of this presentation or the contents of the presentation are we will be first talking about measures of relationship. So there are two, it is broadly classified as there are two different measures of relationship. One of them is known as correlation analysis, another one is known as regression analysis. In correlation analysis, we talk about Spearman's rank correlation or Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient. Usually, that is called as R. Regression analysis, we talk about regression lines and then simple linear regression. Linear regression means it is a equation of a straight line. Before discussing about correlation, I wish to mention one point particularly here is this is all an further portion or further part of the statistics wherein we talk about uh, equation of best fit curve. Why this correlation and regression portion originated, yeah, how that originated, it is all connected or somewhere related to equation of a best fit curve. See, many of you must have experienced while performing the experiments how you validate your result. We validate our result with the theoretical value and the experimental value. Now, what is your experimental value known as? Experimental value is obtained after taking set of observations, then placing it on the graph paper, and then joining the points and seeing where maximum points are covered, and then we discuss. In most of the cases we calculate the slope of a line and then we try to get the value, and which should always be nearer to the theoretical value. So plotting of points and connecting more number of points whichever possible through the path it follows or it passes through, that is nothing but equation of a best fit. So principle of least square is very powerful tool to calculate or find the equation of best fit curve. Now in the curve, initially we talk about the linear or straight line, y is equal to mx plus c or y is equal to ax plus b, and when it is no more a linear it becomes a curve. Then it may be a quadratic term, it may be a cubic term, it may be certain combination, and therefore we in general term it as a curve. So equation of best fit curve enables us, or by principle of least square we are able to find a best possible equation from the given set of information or the data. Now why data is important? In the earlier previous statistics video lecture we have all seen it, right? So whenever I'm provided with the set of data or some information, then from that I need to find or I am able to find the best fit equation so that it contains maximum or it covers maximum number of points. As a part of extension to that, now I will measure that relationship. So that measure of relationship is nothing but the correlation. So it is giving us the measure of relationship between the two variables which are involved into that particular equation. The extent of relationship is nothing but the regression. So that is what the logic for or purpose of studying this correlation and regression is made very much clear. So what do you mean by correlation? A correlation is a relationship between a correlation A correlation is a relationship between two variables. The data can be represented by the ordered pairs x comma y, where x is independent or explanatory variable and y is a dependent variable or response variable. What do you mean by this relationship here? What can be the best example in day-to-day life for the real world situations? Weight is correlated with the height. See, when you visit a doctor, they give you a chart that as per your height, you should have an ideal weight as this, or what we call it as BMI. So, that is what is the association of the two quantities, that is weight as well as height. So, accordingly, this associationship or relationship between these two variables. Now, you know that in mathematics, usually we consider the variables as x and y. So, one of them is independent, another one is dependent. When y is expressed in terms of x, so changing values of x will give you a different value of y. So we say that y is dependent and x is independent. Therefore it is also called as a y is also called as a, or dependent variable is also called as a response variable. A scatter plot can be used to determine whether a linear straight line correlation exists between two variables or not. See, just now I discussed with you that in experimentation you have a set of observations. We try to plot it on the graph paper. So when you join or plot those points, joining is the later part for the further calculation or the simplification. When you actually plot those points and circle or make them as a bold faces, whatever diagram we obtain, that particular diagram is called as a scatter diagram or the scatter plot. So for example, if you have the set of values of x as well as y, x is 1 2 3 4 5, corresponding values for that y, certain relationship must be there, and y is equal to certain relationship association with the help of x, we get the values as -4 -2 and so on. So if I try to plot them on the graph paper, x versus y axis, you see you have the points appropriately. When x is equal to 1, you take it as -4. When x is equal to 2, you take it as -2. So accordingly we get a diagram which is also called as a scatter diagram. Now what can be the possibilities of this linear correlation? The possibilities of these linear correlation are classified into two, that is positive linear correlation and negative linear correlation. Or worst come worst, what can be the case? There might be no correlation. Fine. So when you say that it is a positive linear correlation, x increases and y also tends to increase. See, for corresponding values of x, you plot the values of y, you see the scatter diagram or the scatter plot as the increasing manner. So we call it as a positive correlation. When it is vice versa, when for x increases y decreases, this you see for increasing values of x, we have the downward values of y. So we call it as a negative correlation. Now one situation can be there where there is no correlation, neither this is increasing nor this is decreasing, so there we cannot judge or we cannot conclude, or investigation is required. So we say that there is no correlation or the variables are uncorrelated. Non-linear correlation, see this is a if you see, it is a curve, it is not a straight line. Here if you see, these are all straight lines, therefore it is called as a linear. They are increasing or decreasing in a particular manner, right? When there is no increase or decrease, or it is a combination, we call it as a no correlation. There can be any possibility, but this is called as a non-linear, it is forming a curve. So therefore there are various types of correlations wherein we have to identify as per the given data. What do you mean by correlation coefficient? How we have to calculate? I just told you these are all measures of relationship. So the correlation coefficient is the measure of the strength and direction of a linear relationship between two variables. One of the major part here is it gives you the measure of the strength, no doubt. And as we saw in the previous slide, that how the direction will be of that linear relationship, either it is in increasing order or it is in decreasing order, so that I can term it as positive relationship, negative relationship, or uncorrelated या non-correlation. So here usually the symbol R represents the sample correlation coefficient. Now what is the formula? See, data will be provided in the form of X and Y. I need to have the calculations or the tabular representation of the data, and then we can easily calculate or get the value for R. So what is R? N multiplied by summation xy minus summation x into summation y under root of n into this summation x square minus summation x whole square multiplied by under root of n into summation y square minus summation of y whole square. See, n is what? Number of observations. X and y will be the data provided to you. Summation means at the end of that particular column, at the bottom in the last row, whatever addition we take, that is called as a summation. See, do not get confused over here. This is summation of x square, means from x I have to derive a column of x square and then take the summation. This is square of column of summation x, or all the addition terms wherever we have got for x, that summation x whole square. But this is a summation of the column itself, x square. So that is what you need to remember while writing down the formula. So this will be giving you R. Now what can be the values for R or expected range of R? The range of correlation coefficient is from -1 to 1. Means whatever R you will be getting, which is called as correlation coefficient, will vary between -1 to 1. If x and y have a strong positive correlation or positive linear correlation, R is close to 1, means it is more towards or inclinated towards positive side, nearer to 1. If they have a strong negative linear correlation, it is close to -1, means it is inclinated or it is towards the value -1. If there is no correlation or there is a weak linear correlation, it is close to or very nearer to 0. These are the simple points which we have to remember. So for example, just for the positive correlation or the negative correlation, what can be the possible values? Just now what we saw, when the value will be nearer to -1, we saw it will be a negative correlation, so R comes out to be -0.91. R comes out to be 0.88. It is moving towards +1, so I call it as a strong positive correlation. It is very very less or nearer to 0, therefore we call it as a weak positive correlation. Non-linear correlation is very much nearer to 0, right? Very very small. Now how to calculate a correlation coefficient? See, we try to understand the terminologies or the notations or the symbols and what they represent. So we have to find the sum of all x values. Just now what I said, in the form of column, you get a summation of x. So find similarly the sum of y values, you get summation of y. Multiply each x value by its corresponding y value, you get the summation of last value will be summation of product of this x y. Square each value, it will be giving you summation x square. Square each y value, it will be giving you at the end summation y square. And all these terms are to be substituted in the formula. We get value of R. What is the expected value of R? Between -1 to 1. So immediately we try to have an ready example. Calculate the correlation coefficient R for the following data. See, values of x and y are provided. I calculated the column of xy. I squared the terms of x square. I squared the term of y square. Last row, will nothing but be the sum of all these values in the column. Last row will be sum of all these values in the column of y. All these values after taking the product, 1 into minus 3 is minus 3, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, 3 into 0 is 0. In such way I have calculated all the values in the product. This summation comes out to be 9. After calculating all these values of summation, just we have formula, we put it in the formula, use the calculator. Engineering students have the technical calculations, they know the scientific calculator, all the terms are to be evaluated and we get the answer. What is the answer obtained here? Usually we take up to 3 decimal places or 4 decimal places, right, as it is without rounding off. So 0.986, 0.986 is very very close to positive 1. So we infer that there is a strong positive linear correlation between x and y. Some other example, the following data represents the number of hours 12 different students watched television during the weekend and the scores of each student who took a test the following Monday. Display the scatter plot, calculate the correlation coefficient. See, in the earlier example, we just calculated R, but now they want the scatter plot also. So, from that scatter plot or the pictorial representation, we come to know the variation and what is the trend of that particular variation or the display, that is evaluated or validated with the help of the R. So this is x is nothing but number of hours, y is nothing but number of test scores obtained by 12 students. So what is n over here? N is 12. In the earlier example, n was I think 5, so accordingly we substituted and get the answer. So this is what the example is. I hope the scores are taken same. Hours of TV watching and the test scores. So for 0, if you see it is 96, so I defined the range properly of 10, 20, 20 on y-axis and then accordingly. So all those points are plotted appropriately. Since x is 0, it lies on the y-axis. So this 96 is somewhere below 100, but on the y-axis. So this is what the scatter plot or diagram for this. Now I calculate the values. What are the requisite terms over here? Xy, its summation, x square and y square. So here we have taken all the summations. So summation x is this, summation y is this, x square, summation x square, summation xy, summation y square. So mathematically, if you note it down accordingly, you also can calculate it and see. So what is n over here? The number of observations, that is 12. See here, we have taken n as 12. All these values are substituted. The answer comes out to be minus 0.831. So we conclude that there is a strong negative linear correlation. As number of hours spent watching TV increases, the test score tends to decrease. Means the more students watching the TV, that will surely affect their performances in the test, and therefore test scores tend to increase. So that is what example of correlation was, or calculating the coefficient of correlation. Now how that correlation causes the effect, so therefore we will be just in a short looking about, or will see or discuss about correlation and causation. The fact that two variables are strongly correlated does not in itself imply a cause and effect relationship between the variables. See, though they are strongly linear correlated or negative positive related, but what will be the cause or effect, that we cannot simply imply or infer. So if there is a significant correlation between two variables, you should always consider the following possibilities. What are? Is there a direct cause and effect relationship between the variables? Does x affect y or x cause y? Does y, or there can be a reverse relationship. So does y cause x Or is it possible that the relationship between the variables can be caused by third variable or by the combination of several other variables? So we need to find the answers when we try to say that correlation affects in form of cause, or it causes certain changes. Is it possible that the relationship between two variables may be a coincidence? So that is all is nothing but the theory of causation, or points to be discussed under the heading or the caption causation. Now, what are the various tools for measuring the correlation coefficients? The methods known to measure the correlation coefficients are Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So, this method is applicable to find correlation coefficient between two numerical attributes. Spearman's correlation coefficient is applicable to find correlation coefficient between two ordinal attributes, right? So just now we saw coefficient of correlation. Now these are classified or broadly defined into two. What is Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation? It is also called as product moment correlation. So Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So we have the two attributes, that is numerical attributes what we saw just now, capital X and capital Y. This coefficient of correlation is denoted by R star and is defined as summation xi minus x bar yi minus y bar delta x, sorry, sigma x into sigma y. What is xi? Ith value of x variable. X bar is mean. Yi, ith value of y variable. Y bar, mean. How is mean calculated? Mean is nothing but summation of all the variables divided by number of observations. What is n? N is fixed number of pairs of observation. Sigma x is standard deviation of x. Sigma y is standard deviation of y. Suppose there is a correlation of gestational age and birth weight. So a small study was conducted involving 17 infants. Means what is n over here? 17. To investigate the association between the gestational age at birth measured in weeks and birth weight measured in grams. So there is a comparison or the data given to you at the time of gestational age and birth weight in grams and this. So we try to find the Carl Pearson. So scatter diagram, how it will be, just plot it appropriately with the help of the scale. So we wish to estimate here the association between the gestational age and infant birth weight. In this example, birth weight is dependent, so I take it as uh, capital Y, and X is gestational age, which is independent variable, so I take it as capital X. So this data displays the scatter diagram. So accordingly, taking appropriate scale limiting to our graph representation, we try to plot it. How to calculate x bar? I told you x bar is mean. How is mean calculated? Summation of all x divided by number of observations. How is y bar, that is mean, calculated? Summation of y bar upon n. What is this sx whole square? A square root of variance is nothing but the standard deviation. So I just calculate the variance. What is variance? Variance is summation of deviations whole square. What is deviation to be done, calculated here? How the deviation to be calculated? X, the original value, minus its mean. That is how the deviation is calculated, and take the whole square term divided by n minus 1. So sx whole square, sx y sy whole square, its square root will be our standard deviation. So accordingly we calculate it, take the difference between the deviation, take the value of deviation, which is nothing but the difference between the proper value and its mean, and that value comes out to be 0.82. So we conclude that the sample's correlation coefficient indicates positive correlation between gestational age and birth weight. Spearman's correlation coefficient. It is also called as rank. Now see, why rank word is used? Because it takes or assigns the value looking at the qualitative property or the classification. So this measurement is also called as rank correlation. This technique is applicable to determine the degree of correlation between two variables in case of ordinal data. we can assign rank to the different values. So here, depending on the value, we have to assign the rank. So here, if you see, as per the height, the sizes of the t-shirts are given: XL, double XL, small, large, etc. Accordingly, that rank is assigned to it, right? So we assign the rank to the different values with the ordinal type data. The formula for calculating the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient is 6 summation 6 multiplied by summation di square upon n into n square minus 1. What is difference? Di is nothing but the difference between the ranks of ith pair of two variables. So we take the difference between these pair of variables, and n is number of variables. So in the next part, we will be talking about the regression portion. I hope this knowledge of correlation will be surely helpful for assigning the values or taking the decision related to the data which is provided to us. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. For any queries, you can surely contact me.